Okay, welcome to In the Closet. I'm solo tonight. I'm by myself. And I'm not even going to lie right now when I tell you this. First, this is hysterical. This is how amateur I am by myself. Because normally Runyon works all the equipment. We literally have an iPad and a microphone. And there is a cord with some doohickey on the end of it that like you plug into the iPad that plugs into the microphone. That's literally the only equipment we have. I'm about 20 minutes into a podcast. I think that I'm into a podcast. And I look down at the iPad and I'm on a roll, right? I'm quoting Dr. Phil and everything. We'll get to that in a minute. But I look down at the iPad because normally the clock's running on the iPad. And so we can keep track of how long we've been yapping because we try to keep it at about 30 minutes. And I'm thinking I should have been talking at least 20 minutes by now. And I look down for the time and it's not there. I didn't push start. I just started talking. That's the kind of day I've had. I can't do this alone. Runyon, I can't. You've got to come back. I cannot do this without you. But he is in a, I guess, more fun place than being in the closet with me. He got invited to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers game, which, if you don't know me very well, you might not know this, but I am very anti-Steelers. I do not like the Steelers. I do not like Pittsburgh. If you are a Steelers fan or if you live in Pittsburgh, do not take offense. No offense to you personally, but I am a Bengals girl. I am a Cincinnati girl. Therefore, we can't like each other during the football game, okay? Just can't. But anyway, his buddy that's on from his league, which last time I was solo on the podcast, I talked about the league. One of the guys had to come to Pittsburgh for business, had an extra ticket or something, and told Jeff he'll give him, not sell him, but give him the ticket. You can stay in my hotel room. All you have to do is pay for gas and food and come to the Steelers game. We live like 3.5 hours away, so why wouldn't you go? Of course he went. I don't blame him. But here's the thing. I never get invitations like that. Where are my ladies at? He gets asked to go all these places. I'm just in my feelings about it right now. I'm a little jealous. I'm not going to lie. But I'm glad he's there. I'm glad he's having fun. It's all good. He's freezing. I'm nice and toasty right now. So it's all good. However, I was freezing just a little bit ago because since Runyon is gone, I have extra things that I've got to do around the house that he normally does. So my shower time was kind of, more later than usual. Because normally I try to get into the shower before a lot of the kids get into the shower. But tonight I couldn't. I was the last one. There was like 5 people before me. We have a big family and we have friends over. And yes, the friends shower here too. Anyway, so I was the last one. And I knew I should have waited. I knew I should have just given it 20 minutes. But I was in a hurry. And I wanted to get a shower, which lasted literally 5 minutes. And it was the coldest 5 minutes of my life, probably. Well, maybe not. That's kind of dramatic. But it was a very cold shower. So I get out, I'm freezing, and it's cold in our bathroom because our bathroom is over the garage. So you know that it's cold. And the floor is freezing. And I don't like it. And I don't like being cold. So I'm already in a mood, right? Cold shower, cold floor, running behind schedule. Runyon's not here. Just kind of, it's not horrible, but, just off. Just an off night. So then I was like, oh, crap. I got to take the friggin' dog out. And here's the thing. I am not what you would call, and those of you that know me already know, I'm not an animal person, okay? I would never mistreat an animal. I would never be mean to an animal. I feel sorry for animals. I get it. I do. Like if I saw a stray animal outside, I feel sorry for it. However, I don't like being inconvenienced by animals because I'm already inconvenienced enough as it is with all these kids and their friends that are over. I know that sounds horrible, and I don't mean it that way. Like, I don't mean inconvenienced in a way of like, oh, I wish they weren't here. I don't mean that at all. I just mean that they are so needy. So I have to do for them, which is my fault because they're perfectly capable of doing a lot of things for themselves, which I'm going to get to that later. I'm going to refer back to this. But anyway, so I take the dog out. And this is a dog that I didn't even want in the first place, okay? Unfortunately, our dog Dixie passed away a few months ago, and it was sad. It was a hard time. We love that dog. But I was perfectly fine with not getting another dog. Like, I could have lived the rest of my life without having another dog. Totally fine. Not a problem at all. But no. Runyon and the kids, they wanted another dog. So I caved. And I said, fine. And if I told this story before, I'm sorry. Just tune me out for the next minute and a half and then come back, okay? Because I'm sorry. Sometimes I repeat myself. I've been told. But anyway, go to the shelter and pick out a dog. And I specifically said, but please. And I know I speak English. I know they understood me. But please do not get a puppy. Our family does not need a puppy. Well, you already know where this story is going. They call me, I'm at work, I'm busy, okay? What is going on? Well, we're at the shelter, and there's this cute little white dog with brown spots, and the poor thing has a broken leg. They pulled the broken leg. Nobody's wanting to adopt the dog because of the broken leg, but the shelter is going to take care of all the issues with it, yada, yada. So it's like, fine, how old is this dog? I mean, like, is it a dog with a broken leg that's like 8 or 9 years old that it's not going to really recover? And they're like, oh, no. It's 5 or 6 months old. It's going to recover fine. And I'm like, that is a damn puppy. I said a dog. There's a difference. I don't want a puppy. I thought I made this clear. Well, then he started pulling at my heartstrings, but Brooke loves it, and Nate loves it, and it's just so cute, so fine. I need to get off the phone, fine, whatever, but I just want you all to know that I'm not doing anything with this puppy. I'm going to take it out bare minimum, only if I'm the only person here to take it out. And I'm not going to, I'll put some food in its bowl, but it's not going to be my job. Like, I'm not doing it all the time. I have too many other things going on to worry about a puppy, cute or not, broken leg or not. I don't have time for this. So they bring her home, and of course she is cute and everything. And I do bare minimum with her. I don't have to do a whole lot. But tonight I had to take her out, and I went to take her out, went into the garage. When I got in the garage, our cats were in there. So I opened the garage door. They're not supposed to be in there. And I don't know what it was, but Callie, I don't know if she was chasing after one of the cats or another animal she saw outside, but she pulled me on the retractable leash. I had no time to put shoes on. So I'm stuck outside, and I don't have any shoes on, and my feet are freezing. I just got out of the shower, and she wouldn't budge. And it's like 43 degrees outside, okay? So it's not like freezing, but the ground is cold. And I'm standing there, she won't budge one way or the other. And dogs never. There has not been one dog that we have had, and we've had multiple dogs, that has ever listened to me. There's just like my kids. Like, I don't know what it is, but she would not listen to me. I tried to get her to go. I tried to get her to move. She wouldn't do it. And my feet were freezing because I don't have shoes on. And so I just took her off the leash. And the minute I took her off the leash, she bolted. And I was like, well, shoot. She doesn't have tags. Now what am I going to do? I knew she would come back. My feet were freezing. So I came back inside for like 10 minutes. And she came back like 10, 15, some however many minutes later, but not very long, thank goodness. So she's back in. We have her. My feet are warm. It's all good. But it's just these little things that you're not used to doing that someone else normally does. And you don't really realize how much someone does until they're gone, until they're not there to do it. So I really appreciate the fact that I don't have to deal with the dog that much. And I appreciate all the stuff that Runyon does for me, because he does a lot in the evening. We work as a team because, we actually still really like each other. So we have a goal to get to our couch by about 8:30, and, no later than 9, either get to the couch or get in here to podcast, one way or the other, just to be together. So he has certain things that he does through the night, through the evening, and then I have things that I do through the evening to get us to that point, to get us to chill time. Well, I had to do it all tonight, so I'm running a little behind. And my goodness, doing this podcast by yourself when no one else is here to talk is really hard, because normally I can sip on my wine, but since I really can't stop talking very much, I can't enjoy my wine. So hang on, I'm going to take a sip. Just hold on. Okay, good. But anyway, it brings me back to what I was saying I was talking about before I realized that I wasn't really recording a podcast. I was just talking into the microphone. I was referring to Dr. Phil. Now listen, y'all are laughing right now because I'm getting ready to quote Dr. Phil. Now, I don't know if Dr. Phil said this or if he was quoting someone. So I'm just going to say I heard it from Dr. Phil. That's all I'm going to say. But he said once, you teach people how to treat you. And I believe that is 100% true. So in relationships, if someone is doing something that you don't like and you just try to, because it's a new relationship or something, you just try to get over it. You're like, oh, well, either he or she'll change or this won't bother me anymore once I'm here for a while. No. Immediately, this is just my opinion, and I am not a counselor. I am not a psychologist. I am not a marriage counselor. I am just someone who's been with the same person for 27 years, so what do I know? But anyway, I have a little experience. That's all I'm saying. But immediately, if someone does something that you don't like, you don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to be witchy. You just don't let it happen. Example. My friend is married, and her husband's a really nice guy, actually, but he doesn't really do anything after work. They both work full time, and they have 2 kids. And they come home from work about the same time. I think she said he comes home a little bit later than her, but not much. But when he comes home, he goes straight to the laptop. And he sits there on his laptop the rest of the evening while she makes dinner and she cleans up from dinner and she does the kids' homework and she makes sure the kids are showered and everything like that. And then she takes a shower and then she finally sits down and he's still sitting there. Now, he is a good man. He is a good dad. He's a good husband. But that annoys her. That he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything to help. He doesn't do anything to help cook dinner. He doesn't even clean up. Because I know some men don't like to cook. Some men love to cook. But, he doesn't help clean up. He doesn't say, hey, can I help with the kids' homework while you're cooking dinner and you're cleaning up from dinner? And that's one thing that would drive me crazy. And it drives her crazy too. If you're a woman and that happens in your life and it doesn't drive you crazy, that's great. That's fine. Not a big deal. But if it drives you crazy, you have to tell the person, because he might not know. I mean, if you don't tell him, he can't read your mind. You would think that it would be obvious, it's not fair that she worked all day and she's coming home and doing all this stuff and I'm just sitting here. But it might not be obvious to him. He might just be a dude who's I'm just chilling out. If she needs me, she's going to ask. Well, we don't like to do that all the time. But if it bothers you, you need to. Because if you don't, what you're doing is you're teaching him that that's okay. It's okay for you to sit there and do nothing. See, that's not going to fly with me. If I'm working full time, which I do, and Jeff works full time, and we've got 4 kids, if for 1 second Runyon thinks he's going to come home shortly after I do and do nothing the rest of the evening while I do everything, no, sorry, not going to fly. And I'm going to tell him about it. I'm not going to be mean about it, but I'm going to be like, look, here's how it is. Like I just said, we both work. We both do this. These are our kids. You had these kids with me. I had these kids with you. I need you to help me. And if they're any type of person, they're going to be they're going to receive that and help you. So you teach people how to treat you. I told that to my daughter the other day, something that her boyfriend did she didn't like, and she just tried to ignore. And I said, you can't do that. You need to let him know that it bothers you. And if you let him know that it bothers you and he doesn't make a conscious effort to try not to do it again, I mean, nobody's perfect. If it's not something that you're used to doing, I mean, it's going to take some time. There's like a learning curve. But if you're not going to try not to do it again, then there's something wrong there. And I know there's things that I do that, that if I did, look, I've established this before. I'm not a shopper, but let's pretend for a moment that I was. And that I was addicted to buying purses, which I'm totally not. Like, literally, my purse that I have now, well, actually, I think my mom and dad bought it for me last Christmas. I haven't even changed it. Some of these girls they're changing their purse with, like, their outfit. No, I'm not. Anyway, but say I was. And I had a habit of every payday going and buying a new purse. And it drove Jeff crazy. And he wanted to say something about it, but he just thought, oh, well, she'll quit one day. No, he's got to tell me, Ange, look, you can't go buying a purse every payday. And if I don't make a conscious effort to try not to do that, there's a problem there. It's just my opinion. And it's not even just in marriages. It's in a friend relationship. If you always cancel on somebody, or if you're always late, if it's in any relationship, you teach people how to treat you. It is so true. But it is a two-way street. So you got to be willing to, change some things up too. But anyway, that's my little counseling session for the evening. I hope it helps somebody. But anyway, this week has been, well, actually the past couple weeks has been really kind of challenging for me. And without going into too much detail, I will just put it this way. Having teenagers is really, really hard. If you have teenagers, you understand. We all have been teenagers. So think back to when you were a teenager and what you put your parents through. Now, my kids are pretty good. I mean, I can't really complain too much, but I'm having some trouble with one of them a little bit. Nothing major, but just some defiance, and we're bumping heads. And it's so hard for me. And it probably is hard for a lot of parents out there. And I don't know, I say especially moms, but it's just because I am a mom, because I can't speak for the guys and the dads, but I'm sure it's similar. And if Jeff were here, he could weigh in, but he's not. I try so hard to be a perfect mom. And I know nobody can be perfect. I mean, I know that. I love my mom to death, and she's not perfect, and she wasn't perfect. There was many things that she did. I was like, what in the world? But I try to be the perfect mom. I've taken things that my mom did, or I've been with Jeff, like I said, for a long time. So his mom's like my mom, and things that she did, things that I'm thinking that I thought back then, oh my gosh, I would never want to do that with my kid, or for my kids, or to my kids, or whatever. And there's a lot of things that I've taken from them that I do with my kids, great things. But I try to be that perfect mom, and balancing between being your child's friend and being a disciplinarian is really tough. And I know that you're going to have hardcore people out there, and it's probably a lot of people being hardcore that have like little kids, because I was kind of like this when my kids were little. I was like, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be your mom. And yes, at the end of the day, that's true. But when your kids grow up and they get older and they start developing, I mean, you have a relationship with your toddlers or with your babies. I'm not saying that. But when the relationship gets like more, I don't know how to put this, but like, I don't know. I mean, just when they get older, when they get to become teenagers and they start sharing things with you, things that, are more than just, Susie on the playground threw sand in my face. It's like deeper than that when they get older, because they're maturing. That's when it gets really tough and it gets really hard for me. At the end of the day, yes, I'm still their mom. I'm not saying that I'm wavering on that. But what I'm saying is that my kids, especially my daughters right now, because Nate's only 10, so he's still whatever, and he's a dude. But my girls, they are really open with me. And I like that. I like that they come to me and tell me things. Some things I wish I didn't hear, or I wish they didn't tell me. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that they did. But then you run into this problem of okay, there's a line. Like, you just told me this, and it's something that's not the best thing. You didn't make the best decision, or you made a really bad move, and then you have to become the disciplinarian. And it's really hard sometimes. And it's also hard sometimes because it's very few times do I really need to be a disciplinarian with them. They're actually really pretty good kids. So when I do have to, it puts a damper on that other kind of friend relationship. It's really kind of weird. It's really hard. But this week with one of my daughters, and I don't know, I'm sure we've shared this. We have 4 kids, but 3 of them are our biological kids, and then we adopted a girl who was 14 at the time, and now she's 17. So that kind of puts a little issue on some things too when it comes to being a disciplinarian. It's harder to discipline her because she's not as receptive as my biological kids, because it's just not, I don't know, if you've adopted a child, maybe you can relate to me, but there's like a receptor missing. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like, I feel like because it's not a blood connection, and it's not just that. In fact, I don't think it is at all, really, now that I think about it out loud. I think it's the time that we got her, okay? Because we adopted her when she was 14. So she already had 14 years of her life before she met us. And so she was programmed in a certain type of way by her biological mom. So I think that, 1, and 2, maybe some of it not being blood. I feel like she doesn't have the regard for me that my kids that I've had since birth have for me, if that makes sense. Like, I think that my biological kids, if they tell me a lie, it bothers them. Like, it eats at them, and I can tell, and it's hard for them to lie to me because they've seen my face since the moment they can remember. So it's hard to lie to someone like that. But when you've only been with someone for 3 years, I feel like it's just easy. It's just easy for her to lie to me. And that kind of stuff has been going on. And it's hard. I don't know why I'm getting so deep. See, Runyon's usually funny and fun, and here I am being serious. This kind of sucks. I'm so sorry. But it's been what I've been going through this week. So I've been going through this whole whirlwind of issues, and I've had to be mean all week. And I hate it. And I'm talking mean. I'm talking slamming doors. I'm talking it's just been bad. But it's just hard to go between being a friend and being a disciplinarian when it comes to your kids, especially, when your kids are teenagers. It's just hard. But we do have fun at the same time. So it's not all serious. So anyway, I'm going to try to move on to something more fun to talk about, because I just got super serious and I'm starting to depress myself. So we're just going to move on. Something else that's kind of hard to do as a woman, and I'm sorry if this is so woman driven tonight, guys. If you're listening, maybe something I've said's helped in things. I don't know. This isn't going to help you at all, though. So sorry. But girls, let's lighten it up a little bit. Now, I went into the bathroom at Sheetz today, and there was pee all over the seat. I just don't understand. Like, I think I've talked about this before too, but it keeps happening. What do we keep doing, ladies, to get pee on the seat? Like, I know some people don't sit down on the toilet seat, and I understand that, and I can get it, because some places are really dirty, or some places don't have those little liners. So I'm assuming that these women are squatting to pee, and their stream is just going all wacky. Fine, I get it. Like, we can't pee in a straight line like guys can. I think guys can. I know they can. I mean, maybe y'all get wacky too, but I'm just saying, like, we can't pee in a straight line. So if we're squatting, and some people can't squat very well, I, for one, can squat like a boss. Okay, so I'm good. I can squat and pee. I could probably win the contest. But if I do get some tinkle on the seat, I'm going to wipe it off. I mean, for the love of God, give the next person a little bit of respect and wipe it off the seat. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, is it too much to ask? I mean, we're women. Like, clean up after yourself. It just makes me so mad. I don't want to sit there and have to clean this seat in a woman's restroom before I use it. Now I have to do that at the gym all the time. All the time. And I swear, if I did not work at the gym, I'd be calling some dudes out. It happened actually today. A guy goes in the bathroom, pees all over the seat, comes out, I go in next, I know it was him. I just don't get it. I don't understand. I think my son is getting ready to come in here. Nate, come here. My son's coming in here. We'll have him join. Do you want to join the podcast for a second? Because Dad's not here.
Yeah, sure.
You want to know what we're talking about? You want to know what I'm talking about right now? Mm-hmm. Now tell me, does this happen to you? Do you ever pee on the seat?
Pee on the seat?
Yeah, in the bathroom. Accidentally?
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to speak up. So when you do that, accidentally, because it happens, do you clean it up? Do you? Sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it's in your bathroom, you probably don't, do you?
Yeah.
You do? Boy,
No,
I was gonna
said
say,
I don't.
Oh, I was going to say, boy, I can't even get you to flush the toilet. But what if you're in a public restroom or at school? Do you clean it off the seat then?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, you told me today. So Nate gets in the car today and he has to go to the bathroom really bad, which happens a lot of times after I pick him up from school, because he doesn't want to go to the bathroom at school. Why?
Because it's gross.
Because it's gross?
Mm-hmm.
Because do kids pee on the seat?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't clean it up.
Yeah,
Yeah. And you don't want to go in there and use the bathroom after somebody's peed on the seat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Do your neighbor a favor, and if you dribble on the seat, wipe it up. That's the lesson of the day. We've learned a lesson today. Now, what do you need from me?
I was wondering where you were.
You were wondering where I was.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I normally this time of night?
In your closet.
In my closet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you need? I sure hope it's not a dad question because he's not here.
I need go pray.
He wants to go pray. That sounds like a great idea. Let's go do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's tell this podcast bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Well,